All right, I hate that. We got cut off on the last round, so let's go ahead and finish this slide and we'll move on. Again, for the shape, it looks like we have outlier to the right, so we are skewed right. And for the center, we're just going to say something real simple like the median is less than the mean, or the median is to the left of the mean, or you can swap it up if you want to be crazy and say the mean is to the right of the median. Either way, it's fine as long as you're making some kind of intellectual statement there, some kind of comparison about those two. And for the spread, it's kind of hard to read on here, but I'm just going to say our information, if you're thinking about the actual range, is going to go from what, 0 to 250,000, maybe. Kind of hard to say. And I definitely don't have enough information about IQR. Okay, so that's sort of our spread. And then outlier, we will say um, definitely say likely, probably, probably, likely to the right. So we'll probably have outliers to the right. Okay. All right. We got two more screens, although I probably won't take the time to do the histogram on this one. I'm probably going to go more to the box plot. Well, you know what? Because I got another screen. Guinea pigs. Since we've talked about uh, histograms earlier and this box plot, tell you what, I may just go ahead and skip these two and use the time for the next one coming up. I put this together and I hope it doesn't end up being a bad thing. I hope it gives you a lot of contrast between what can happen here, so I put some detail into it. Let's say we have scores from a geometry test. It looks like we have 30 maybe. And so what I did was I ran it through the calculator the first time. We have 30 test scores and we have average up here. So X bar is going to be almost 79 if you round it up. And then your minimum, Q1, median, Q3, and your max. And then I just wanted you to see what would happen if I just changed one thing. So yeah, let's say I took out that last number 56. All right, the last item, the 30th entry, and I changed it to a 2. How's that going to change your results? So I went ahead and ran it through the calculator again. And if you look at the mean is now closer to 77. Of course, you still should have the same total number. And then your minimum is definitely going to change because you have a new minimum. And then again, Q1, median, Q3, and your max. So what we'll do here is we'll go ahead and graph them on the same graph, which is really important. You got to get used to this kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and draw x-axis. And you need to have a box plot set to an axis, okay? Need to have a ruler down here. Needs to be measured out. So let's see here. We're going to use numbers that are basically between 100 and, well, eventually 2. So let's see here. So 5, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Yeah, that'll work. So you're going to be 10. Let's go 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. And hey, let's throw this information in here. So for the first set, let me go ahead and make this color. Let's keep this organized. Let's go blue for this one. Okay. So here we go. So minimum is going to be 56. So it's going to be right in here. Let's go right there. So that's 56. Q1 is going to be 71. So you're going to have a line coming right through there. Median is going to be 79. It's going to be up here. And then 87 is the third, which is going to be more like in there. Let's go ahead and connect to form the box. And your max is going to be up here at 100. So let's go ahead and connect the whiskers. And I like to label. So I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, my minimum was 56. Here we go. This was 71, 79, 87, and then we got 100. Okay, let's change the color up and do the other one. So here we go. If you do change that one score, let's see what happens. So your minimum is going to drop all the way down here to 2. So think about this. I'll put a mark way out there. Q1 is going to be 71, which did not change. And then we got 79, which did not change. And then you got 87, again, not changing in there. So your box is in exactly the same place. And your max is going to be up here at 100. So easy whisker to the right, long whisker to the left. Long way out there. Okay, and if you change it up here, let's label up 2. Same thing here, 71, 79, 87, and we got 100. Okay. All right, so this is where you want to be. I have both labeled, and I tell you what, just for a little added information, let's see what color would be nice here. Let's go. I'm going to go ahead and put the averages in here. So the first average was almost 79. It's like a little bit less, so 78.6. So I'm going to put that right in here best I can. So this was your X bar, and it was 78.6. And if you go over here to this one, it's going to be 76.8. So 75, so it's going to drop a little bit more. So here's your X bar for the second set. Okay. So definitely something to note here. Okay. And the whole point of this is a little practice making a box plot, but just comparing the two, I mean, look at this. If your box plot does, if the box does represent your middle 50, the middle 50 is in the exact same place. Nothing changes up here. So you still, if you're adding up 25%, 25%, and 25%, 75% of your data is still above 71 for both of them. Okay. And for your first set, the lowest 25% was between 71 and 56. Now that is definitely spread out between 2 and 71, your lower 25%. So that's something you want to take note of, okay? And it's a good illustration of how that one point right here, if you throw it in there, change it from a 56 to a 2, that does change your mean, okay? As soon as you put the 2 in there, your mean drifted from a 78 down to a 76, whereas your median stayed the same. Now, on the next screen, I went ahead and ran through the calculator to see what it would look like. So let's take a look. So check it out. Again, it looks like the medians, looks like the boxes are exactly the same. Max didn't change, of course, but the only thing that did change was your minimum for the first set. In this case, would have been up here. Why is it still a highlighter? Your first set through would have been a minimum of 56. Now look what happens. It splits it off into an outlier, which means now your minimum is going to go back here to where your second lowest number would have been. Okay. And I wish if I had the tracer on here, we could track it down real easily. If you go back here, you might have to do some hunting around, but it's going to be that next lowest one. It looks like a 58 maybe. So that's likely that one, okay? So that's something to note. If you do have an outlier, 2 becomes an outlier, 58 becomes your new minimum, and your whisker stops there, okay? But now take a look at this. If you consider 2 your outlier, now look at your box plots. They're going to be a lot more similar, okay? All right. So I hope this helps you. This is shape. This is the socks. So this is going to be, missing a page. I should have made another one. Let's go back to the top. So this is going to be the socks, which is shape, outlier, center, and spread. And definitely with a little bit more emphasis on your outliers and what they do to your data. All right. Good luck, y'all.